The dreams of the best bull riders in the world are shiny and well-tooled. Ego's one thing, but a number one back number speaks volumes. The bull riding world over the last 2 years has been a one-man show. There's Blue Stone, and then there's the rest of the world. But the game of hard knocks is a what-have-you-done-for-me-lately business, and there's a new show in town. The Bulls are about to have their day as ESPN2 and the PRCA go extreme. San Antonio is the start of the new PRCA Xtreme Bulls Tour.
The SBC Center in San Antonio, Texas, a brand new arena and the perfect venue to kick off the newest extreme sport in the ESPN2 lineup. Hello everyone, I'm Jeff Metters. With me is 8-time world champion Donnie Gay. PRCA Xtreme Bulls, 10 stops on the tour and then a hard-hitting and well-paying final.
$1 million. That's in addition to all the money that these cowboys can win during the season in professional rodeo. The Xtreme Bulls Tour, it's set up. The best 30 guys in the world are going after this money. There's $75,000 at each venue. That's unheard of in one performance. These guys have got a great opportunity set out here before them, but only if you can ride.
Got to cover the bull. Hey, Blue Stone, he's got to be the headliner here. He's won back-to-back world championships. I know it was a generation ago, but you've got something in common with this guy.
Well, the last time it happened, 79, 80, 81, that was last century, folks. I am getting old, but you know, Blue Stone does one thing that I really like. He puts his hand in the rope, he makes up his mind, and he does the job.
This sport put the X in extreme sport, bull riding. For the bull rider, it's either 8 seconds of heaven or 8 seconds of hell and very little middle ground. We'll kick it all off when we return to San Antonio in just a moment.
PRCA Xtreme Bulls is brought to you by Justin Boots, standard of the West since 1879. By Wrangler, for the cowboy and you, the only jeans and shirts endorsed by the PRCA. By Coors Original, cowboy up with Coors Original and Coors Light. And by Polaris Ranger, the hardest working, smoothest riding utility vehicle you can buy. It is a high energy SBC Center in San Antonio, Texas. And for the bull riders, the jitters are starting to sink in. Let's go to the locker room and Janine Edwards.
Well, Jeff, this high-energy, innovative series promises to deliver the cream of the crop of bull riders. The field for tonight's event features the top 30 bull riders from last year's PRCA Jack Daniels World Standings. And after a preliminary round, there will be a minimum of 15 advancing to the final. Lots of cash is up for grabs in this series, with each Xtreme Bulls Tour stop offering a hefty $75,000 purse, and no cowboy goes home empty-handed. The lucky winner has a chance to collect a hefty $25,000. Not a bad day's pay. And I can tell you, these guys are pumped about this exciting and enticing new series. Jeff?
All right, thanks, Janine. The moment of truth has arrived. The pregame jitters, you got to put it all behind you. Here are our clown and bullfighters. On the left, Leon Coffey, Eddie Hatfield in the middle, and Donnie Sparks on the right. Got to pick a job. I'll take Leon's. He gets to stay in the barrel. First 6 guys we're going to see. You like up the matchup with Terry Don West.
Well, I do, Jeff, because he's already won a world championship, been there, done that. Emotional Rescue, Salt River Rodeo Bulls in this first section. I think Terry Don he could be the most relaxed out of anybody that's there.
Definitely the experience is on his side. We're going to start off, though, with Corey Navarre. Hitchhiker is the bull from Salt River Rodeo Company.
This bull is really tough to ride. Now, these guys haven't seen some of these Salt River bulls, and they're all young and got a lot of action. This one here not standing very good in the shoot for Corey.
Trying to get him just right before he takes his shot.
National Finals bull rider Corey Navarre. This guy has been winning really good, college cowboy. All right, here we go, Xtreme Bulls, and we got one out and down in a hurry, Jeff.
And if you're going to buck off here, Donnie, the key is to stay on as long as you possibly can, because if 15 guys don't cover, then it goes back to time on who makes it in.
Well, that's right, and we've got a time of 3.21. That makes a lot of difference.
Now Gary Bird, he's on Thunder River.
Good draw right here. Little Bull just going to crank it back to the right. Into his hand, he's got a shot. Spurring standard foot on the bull rope. Go ahead, Gary Bird. Oh, no. I don't know if he made the whistle, but if the time comes into play, we've got the top 15 are going to advance to the next round where all the money's at. We'll watch the replay. We can get a calling on the clock Very important. He's coming back off his bull rope right here. Now he just hangs on to the very bitter end. I think he might have made the whistle.
Trying to spur him there a little bit, Donnie. Maybe took too many chances too early.
All right, 6.89. He's looking up at the replay of the watch. Thunder River puts his man on the ground, 6.89, but you know, that's close to the 8-second mark.
All right, you talked about Terry Don West, world champion in 1996, matched up with Emotional Rescue.
Okay, little spotted bull. It's just a nice draw. Should spin, should fit Terry Don like a glove. Terry Don West, veteran cowboy, been riding bulls a long time. Round to the right, then the bull jumps out of it. Okay, breaks the ice. Terry Don West gets the whistle. There's an 8-second ride. And normally you would think anybody that qualifies at 8 seconds will make the short go around, the top 15 out of 30, riding 50%. Bulls are mighty tough. 5 stock contractors. You look at Terry Don, he just jockeys his bull rope so good. Rides just as good as he ever did. TD, he's healthy and is excited about this new tour.
It's kind of a young man's game. He's 37 years old. I think he's riding as well as I've ever seen him ride.
81 points he puts on the board. 81. He's happy, not even breathing hard. Another day at the office.
Hasn't even broken a sweat yet. So Terry Don will watch these other guys. 81 on the board. Now to Robert Bowers. Mr. Freeze is the bull. Great shot there of him, how they kind of tie their hand in with the rope.
Putting the wrap on Bowers, Canadian champion. This is a great bull, Mr. Freeze. Jerry Nelson's going to spin to the left usually. Oh, he looked left, now back the other way, changing directions, a lot of power. Bowers coming around, spurred with the outside foot. Oh, I like the ride. Look out, leaderboard. Oh, watch it, Donnie Sparks takes a hold of that bull. Bowers, he's a national finalist, Canadian champion. You know, he's broken his riding arm 3 different times. Riding these bulls, he's tough. He rides bulls, bareback horses in the rodeo, and you see why he likes to ride bulls. Look at that replay. Watch him come with his outside foot. Bull comes into his hand. Total control, Robert Bowers. Good score should be coming in.
Well, you have to love that super slow-mo. Gives you an idea how strong these bulls really are. 85, you're exactly right. New leader, Robert Bowers, the Canadian bull rider, with an 85.
All right, Cowboys excited about the new tour, Xtreme Bulls, and a $25,000 payday. You only got to be there on the one night. That's not too bad. 16 seconds worth of work. Do that by the hour.
Gotta love that. Now to Blaine Whip. Temptation Eyes is the bull. It's another bull from Salt River Rodeo Company.
Really good guy. Blaine Whip, Marion, Arkansas. Just, you know, he reminds me of an old guy from Arkansas. This guy can ride. He's won at a lot of levels. He wants to do it in the PRCA. Got close to the NFR last year. Blaine Whip, round to the left into his hand, and he's beat around the corner. He's just trying to hang on. Now his rope is slipped. Got no chance. Oh, Sparks gets hooked. Blaine Whip up.
Donnie Sparks says he's okay, but kind of found himself in a compromising position there for just a second.
Well, you know, I'm looking at Blaine, and he's thinking, man, this bull felt like he fell down. He comes back. He's just on the end of his arm, back on the rumble seat, and you see his rope has slipped all the way across the side, almost gets stepped on. But look at our bullfighter move in. Now, this is what you call getting a bull by the horn. Look at Donnie Sparks. I mean, he is getting freight train. That bull's on him like a duck on a June bug. Lucky he's okay.
He's lucky the bull kind of took mercy on him there. You see Blaine watching the clock. He wound up 5.47 seconds. That's second best for the guys with no score. Gary Burt stayed on 6.89 seconds as we get to Jerry Shepard and Jersey Joe.
All right, young bull rider that I haven't met yet. He has got a wild set of chaps on. Jersey Joe, Nelson bull, really strong, but he's not one that you like to draw because he usually doesn't stay in a spin. He'll go like left and then jump out. If he stays in it, which is a rarity, it's a lot. He could be a little bit of fun, but this bull is big and stout. Looks to the right. Now he's just going down in front of the buck and shoots, and that's what I'm talking about. There's a left turn to finish. Cowboy in trouble, but makes the whistle. They'll work on that get off a little bit.
Yeah, hangs up, but the bull kicks him free, and you're talking about the bull. If he went into a spin, he's kind of good, but here he didn't even spin at all.
No, and that'll result in a lower score. Now, you know, you want to be careful if you get options for a re-ride for, you know, a bull's inferiority, because you got to make the if you make the whistle, probably 90% chance you'll be going on to the top 15.
So 3 guys have covered so far. Shepard with an 80, best score though the Canadian, Robert Bowers with an 85. We're just getting warmed up in San Antonio. Hey, those guys right there, they're the real X-Men. Cover them and you'll feel like a superhero. We'll be right back. Lots of reasons to come to San Antonio. The Riverwalk's one. Great food here, and during the rodeo season in February, this place is unbelievable. Let's go to Janine Edwards, who's with a past world champion.
Two-time Wrangler NFR qualifier and 96 world champion bull rider Terry Don West. You just gave us the first ride of the night, but you didn't know the bull before you got on him, right?
No, I didn't know him. Nobody knew him, so when you got that, you just, I've been on so many bulls, so it's just get on, react, and that's what I did.
You're making a comeback from a serious injury last year. You were sitting at number 1. You dropped all the way down in the standings. What do you think of this new Extreme Bull Series?
Well, it's great. You get to ride for a lot of money. You ought to see this crowd. The crowd's awesome. It's hard to hear and talk here. The crowd's so loud, but it's just a great atmosphere.
Good luck in the final round.
Thanks.
Yeah, the crowd here is unbelievable. Some 16,000 next matchups here, and you're kind of eyeing Casey Bays.
Well, he's been to the national finals. He's a second-generation bull rider, and he's drawn a really good bull. Andrews and Guidry bulls in this section, and this could be really outstanding. The leaderboard could be in jeopardy.
All right, next up, Kyle Joslin, just a youngster, 22 years old, and lives in Idaho.
All right, Sammy Andrews brings the bull in. He calls this one All-Star, and with the pin of bulls that Andrews puts together, this bull is really supposed to be spectacular. Let's see what Kyle Joslin can get done into his hand, and that's just what the doctor ordered right there. This is going to be good, Jeff. Got around the left. Now the reverse the spin. Looks good. Step down. All right, he's going, okay, folks, 25 grand. That's what I came here for.
Well, it wasn't easy, but boy, he made it look easy, didn't he? Stayed right in the middle of that bull the whole time.
Absolute perfect timing. It just looks, this is when bull riding's fun. A lot of people say, how can that be fun? Well, he's tapped off, just letting his outside foot kind of float, not being real aggressive, just staying right down, one jump at a time. The bull jumps out right before the whistle. Check the score.
Oh, it's awesome. 89 for Kyle Joslin. That's the best so far. Moves Robert Bowers, 85 now, down into second place. Joslin definitely making his plans now for the short go, which is coming up just a little bit later on. And we'll move now down the chute to Luke Kelly. Powder Puff is the bull, another bull from Sammy Andrews.
Well, this bull is not real smooth. You always hate to draw a bull named Powder Puff, because if he bucks you off, you just catch a lot of flack from the guys behind the bucking chute. Luke Kelly, Colorado bull rider, boy, banged him in on the gate, come around. Spinning to the right. Now, at a lot of rodeos, this right here would win a lot of money, but right here at the Extreme Bulls, it's going to be a nice score, but it's not going to be anywhere close to that 89 or the 85. It'll be 80-something.
He was very much in control. You mentioned him getting hammered right there at the chute, then opened up, spurred him. It was pretty comfortable ride for
you
him.
can see going around and around bull. Okay, he's spinning, but his rear end stays pretty close to the ground. That's what we call a flat spinner. He gets loosened up, and this is when a youngster starts getting confident. You see him start to move his outside foot, and then he'll make the finish. He'll start getting it out away from him, and he's going, all right, I am in the big time.
Through his hat, 81 is what it winds up being, so not too bad for Luke Kelly. And now Fred Betcher gets set. Gold Coast Wrangler, another Sammy Andrews bull, is the matchup.
It's a pretty ranked bull. Betcher, national finalist, and the last couple of times I've seen Fred, he's been jerked down and beat up. This guy's been a little sore. He said, let's get outside. He's a Wisconsin boy. I call him a cheesehead. He's going into his hand right there and going down in the well. Look out.
Now they got Weld wound up in a tough spot. The bullfighter's right there to make way for him, but take one more look down. He only on there 4.46 seconds.
Well, I think we may ride 15, but you look at our bullfighters, they're right there. Betcher looks back up at the replay, disgust and disappointment, but I don't think he's ever actually healed all the way up. He just doesn't look like he feels real good to me.
All right, Rocky McDonald now trying to get the feel of Boozer. And here's the guys that are leading the way right now. You can see right there, Kyle Joslin with the 89. And the world champion Terry West in there with an 81, so 4 guys right now. Pretty comfortable with their scores, all in the 80s. What do you know about Boozer?
Well, you know, Boozer is one of those bulls that doesn't have a real solid reputation. Sammy Andrews didn't send anything here that's not going to go out 1 or 2 jumps, turn back and spin, and give the Cowboys an opportunity to be in the 80-plus range. And that's what they're trying to do in what we call the long go-round in Cowboy terms, to make the short go-round. Got a semifinals and a finals. These guys are going for $25,000, and he's got some pretty good help. That's world champion Cody Hancock trying to make that bull get off his leg. He said, let's do it.
8 seconds.
All right. Well, he's in a little trouble. Look out. Hung in the bull rope, keeps his feet, kept his cool really good. Still, Rocky McDonald is a little disappointed. Watch this bull, Jeff. He comes into his hand, he lets go with his outside foot. Now watch what happens when he jumps out of the spin. Back off his bull rope. He's jerked, both feet were loose. He just dropped down in the well because he wasn't solid. You remember the guy, whenever Kyle Joslin was 89 points, how firm he looked on the bull. Just the opposite of what we see here, but he does a nice job. When you hang up, you keep your feet, give Eddie Hatfield and Donnie Sparks a chance to do their job.
This Pinna bull's tough enough that if you get cocky for a second, you're going to get in trouble.
You're going to come down. The bulls are like a bull like that. You say, well, he's nice to ride and shouldn't have bucked me off. But if you make any mistakes at this level, you basically are going to come down.
Don't try to force that 89, 90, 91 score. Kind of let it happen. All right, here's Casey Bays. We talked about the matchup with Samstown.
All right, this bull right here, not real smooth. The little Charlet bull got a lot of moves. Casey Bays, he's a real streaky bull rider. When his confidence level's high like it is right now, look out. Away from his hand, makes a nice move. Look out. Look at that bull.
And you can see the time there, 3.73, not on there very long.
Watch this. Watch what he does with his free hand right here. When he comes left, see him whip it all the way around behind his back.
Oh.
That just moved his rear end into his hand. You could just see it coming. And I mean, he does a nice job not winding up right square on his head. Casey Bays got bumped off, but that's just going to happen in the bull riding.
Yeah, when you're riding a bull and your boot passes in front of you, it's not a good sign. Let's go to Janine. She's with Robert Bowers.
Robert Bowers is a Canadian champ and 3-time Wrangler NFL qualifier. You got an 85 tonight on Mr. Freeze. What'd you know about him going in?
Actually, I didn't know anything about him, but when I got over there, I seen he's just a little bully, built just right, and being from Jerry Nelson, I knew he'd be a good bull, and worked out real good.
What made him a good bull?
Just built right. Like, I like smaller bulls better. Some guys like bigger bulls, and then just the way he bucked, you know, he went out there a little ways, but he was bucking hard the whole way, and then turned back at the end. Was just a real good bull.
Well, the tide has come in for Rusty Patrick. He's drawn high tide from Guidry Rodeo Company.
All right, Vernon Guidry didn't send many bulls, but the ones that he sent are good draws. He really likes all of the bulls. I like one of his bulls, we'll see him later, called Little Wasp, is a great draw. This one right here, pretty quick.
High tide looks pretty relaxed, looking outside saying, let me go.
All right, whipped him down right out of the gate. Made a nice recovery. Back in the saddle again. Boy, what a nice finish. The bull got a little bit flat right at the whistle. That cost him some points, but there's a guy. That was exciting for me as a bull rider, Jeff, because he made some great moves.
Yeah, you have to give Rusty credit just for hustling on that bull ride.
Well, he was, buck completely off, but you see where his rear end is? Now watch him move it back over. He just takes his time, he kicks loose with the outside foot, and he does the rest of it with his free hand. The control, very, very nice. Good ride.
Good score, 85 for Rusty Patrick. He's never been to the Wrangler NFR, but he did win Cheyenne last year, trying to win the first stop on our Xtreme Bulls tour. Welcome back to San Antonio, Texas, the first stop on our brand new PRCA Xtreme Bulls tour. Here's our next 6 Cowboys, and you like Cloud and Craig.
Well, 2 good young bull riders are riding a little semi-hot streak. They won money at the tour round in Denver, and I really like what we got. We got Guidry, Salt River, and Bad Company bulls in this section.
We're going to kick things off with Howdy Cloud. You mentioned he did well in the first tour stop in Denver. Tough bull, though, Haywire.
Haywire belongs to Vernon Guidry. South Texas bull. Should be good.
Keep in mind the top 15 move on to the short go here. Kyle Joslin leading the way right now. a pretty impressive 89. We'll see if Howdy Cloud can join that group.
That's the score everybody wants to beat. Little bitty guy right here. Probably doesn't weigh 135, 40 pounds, but he can ride. Here we go. Jumps out, bull turned back into his hand, and it got some rare moving ahead. Cloud making a nice, but still he's kind of hanging on and reaching to the front. Nice job by Howdy Cloud, just staying up in really good contention on that bull, not real smooth.
Howdy's a Cowboys all of 5'5", weighs about 155 pounds, but he looks like a giant on this bull.
Watch him with his free hand. See how he reaches out over the top of his head and then pulls up with the spurs. He's trying to stay up tight on his bull rope. Might make mention his daddy is one of the foremen and flankmen for the Salt River Rodeo Company, and so they know these bulls quite well, and a good score for Howdy.
84, so he was probably in the safe zone in terms of moving on to the short go. Tyler Fowler is next. Remember, the total on 2 bulls, that's how you win the 25 grand here on our Extreme Bulls Tour. Abracadabra is this bull.
All right, Mac Altizer, Bad Company Rodeo Bull. I love this bull's name, Abracadabra. Got a song about it, and Tyler Fowler wants to play the tune. Okay. This guy should have won a world championship a couple of years ago and didn't get it done. Just a nice little spinner.
Now, Tyler made his first Wrangler NFR back in 2000. Also made the Winter and Summer Tour finales there, and he looks okay so far in Extreme Bulls.
All right, you can hear Donnie's bark. Good job, Tyler, and nice job. He knows he's going to get on another one, and he just rides this. All he needed was this bull to be a little bit tougher. He just was real smooth, but you don't get to pick him.
Other side.
Qualified ride for Tyler Fowler. 80 points is the score. And before we get on now to Clint Craig, let's go back to Janine Edwards.
Kyle Joslin is a talented up-and-comer on the circuit. He was 33rd in the world last year. He's our current leader with 89 points. And you had a little bit of information about All-Star before the ride.
Yeah, a buddy of mine, Jerry Shepard, got on him at Denver 2 weeks ago and said he was a bull to have, and that, exactly what he did. He said go out there and turn back to left, and it fit my style. And so I was happy to have him, so I knew a little bit about him.
And he did exactly what you thought he was going to do.
Yeah, exactly what they told me he did, and so it was good.
How about this series? I know the opening ceremonies tonight kind of pumped everybody up, and when you came out of that shoot, you looked like you had your game face on.
Yeah, I was. I mean, the crowd and the whole beginning and being one of the first bull riders out, I think helped. Adrenaline was pumping. I was ready to come riding.
All right, Joslin has the lead with an 89. You liked Howdy Cloud. He scored 84. You also like Clint Craig. We'll see if he can make you 2 for 2 in this segment.
Well, Brass Monkey is a Bad Company Rodeo bull, and I don't know this bull. Clint said earlier tonight that he's, supposed to be a good draw, should fit him, but he's pumped and a young guy. All you got to do is just get a chance to get started.
I don't know if you can hear it at home, but they really crank the music here. As a bull rider, that's kind of got to get your mind right.
It fires you up. This is great. Here we go. I get pumped just sitting here. Come on, he's in a little trouble. He's made another move. He went back into his hand, and boy, that bull was not one you wanted. Yeah.
Strong belly rolls. He kind of threw everything at him there, didn't he?
Just rolling. He stepped on his foot, looked like, whenever he comes down. See where he goes into his hand? He's stuck right there. Now, I thought he got back, but that bull just too much power and moving away from him the whole time. That's just a tough draw, and you just hate whenever there's so many nice bulls. You hate having one like that, but you got to get it done. You got to make the whistle.
Well, he stays on 5.29 seconds. Remember, 15 guys don't ride. It becomes a time thing, so we want to stay on as long as possible. We're getting set now with Mike Moore and Sneaky Snake.
Kankakee, Illinois bull rider, and he can do it for an Eastern or east of the Mississippi. You don't see many of those guys, but he can ride. Sneaky Snake's a good draw.
Keep in mind, this is really a groundbreaking series for the PRCA. We have 10 stops, a 2-day finale, $1 million, $75,000 at each stop. But the key is the money you win here counts toward making the Wrangler National Finals Rodeo.
That's right, and that is so important for these guys. But, it's not a closed shop. You have a chance to move up at Division II events. You got to keep winning to be in the top 30 at these Division I events, these Extreme Bull Tour events. They want to win the money. 25,000 gives you a nice bump, and then if you go 2 or 3 weeks without winning much, you're not on your uppers anymore. This is a great deal.
Lots at stake for these guys, more than just the money, the NFR, everything down the line, and we'll see what Mike Moore now can do on Sneaky Snake.
All right, he moves up. This guy rides real aggressive. Bull jumps out, turns back away from his hand. Good draw, got a start. Now the bull jumped out of it, felt him out there, put him down. I like to watch Mike Moore for one reason, because he does not ever say enough. He doesn't ever quit. I don't think he made the whistle. Away from his hand, he just cuts loose, drops down in there. The bull felt him way over there right, went back left, and puts him down on the ground.
Hustled, still couldn't make it. Moore had a good year 2 years ago, won about 123,000, finished 7th in the final Jack Daniels World Standings, and all hustle there, Donnie, but 6.71 seconds, that's all he could last.
That bull was tough, Mike Moore. He's a tough bull rider, and anybody's ball game right now, and these guys know it.
Robert Bowers, a tough Canadian, already in the running. Here's another one, Rob Bell.
Slim Fit from Salt River. This is a nice draw right here. Rob Bell, been to the national finals, and he can ride, Canadian champion. He, Bowers, there's a couple of those guys that travel extensively down in the U.S. Ball coming left, now the other way. Bell's in a little trouble. What a nice move, got over, did it, look out! He about had to go out there and get yours and Leon's spot in the barrel.
He almost did. That ball had some wicked moves early there, and he did a pretty good job of staying with him, but finally comes undone.
Well, he gets back on the end of his arm. See how his arm is straight? That is not real good form. He's backing his head up, just dropped him down in there, but he made a great effort, but couldn't get it done. Like I said earlier, you make a mistake, you're usually going to come down.
Yeah, the rope pops loose, no score for Rob Bell. That's the hand of Bo Hill as he's trying to size up the rock. This is another Salt River bull.
Bo Hill is a big, tall guy. You know, and Montana bull rider, I've seen him ride some really good bulls, but if it's not a pretty good size bull, his legs become a factor. They're pretty long.
Hey, 6'2".
And this is a smaller kind of a bull, and he's coming back off his bull rope. He's trying to get up, in trouble, and I think he touched him. Hand comes out, and you can tell he's just disgusted because that bull didn't really buck all that great, but he had all kinds of trouble because he's so little. Now, see that bull, he's trying to spin, but see, he's back on the rumble seat, and then got back. He touched him right there. That would have been time. We'll have to check with the judges to see where they stop it at.
Looks like they're giving him 6.45 seconds.
You see his hand pop out of the rope, but time's already been, the flag's been dropped because he tagged him with a free hand. Of course, he could have challenged that because we do have instant replay, and the bull rider can challenge a judge's call.
Got some red flags. You throw it in the arena, and everything will be reviewed, a little bit like the NFL.
Oh, I love it. I've been throwing a flag every time.
No reviews so far, but lots more bull riding still to come. San Antonio, Texas, become famous for the Riverwalk. That's a ride you can stay on for longer than 8 seconds.
I was going to say, you know, I could ride that.
You betcha. All right, here's the matchup. We're going to see these Cowboys coming up, and you like Vince Stanton, kind of down there on the bottom of the list.
He's got an Andrews bull that's really tough. If he can get by him, he can be a lot of points. Vince Stanton, second-generation bull rider, and he's the total package if he can get it done.
Got some Cowboys in here that have Wrangler NFR experience. Blue Bryant's one of them. He made it in 1999.
All right, Devil's Symphony. Now, Blue Bryant had a couple of really serious injuries, and he's had some troubles, but he's been going coast to coast trying to get things right. Here we go. Oh, boy. Whipping it, hit the barrel. Look out. A lot of effort right here. All right, people going wild because he ran through the barrel. You know, he's not going to, probably get an option for a re-ride, but you don't want to take it. But this was extremely hard to ride, but with our bull riding judges, you're going to get some points. Look at his effort. I mean, his feet come out, he gets them back in. He whips him down, he sets back up. What a great job. How'd a boy, Blue Bryant?
It's kind of like there through the middle way point there. The bull kind of said, hey, I'm going to take a break here, ram the barrel, and it still comes out 78 points. So,
78, that's a low-end score, but hey, it's a score, and if he rides 2, it's going to pay big.
You betcha. Jason Legler now getting set. BA is the bull from Salt River.
Oh, I love this bull. Well, he's got stocking feet, all four. This is a beautiful bull. Watch this. Oh, yeah. Legler, NFR guy, big guy. BA doing his thing. Legler, he is riding him like patting for a dance and then comes down. Be interesting to see the replay on this. No reason for him to buck off that bull other than he gets his shoulders square. You got to run the left shoulder forward, and it's going square. He leans down, runs him off his bull rope, and BA put him on the ground. That was one of the best trips I've ever seen that bull have, but Legler got to be disappointed.
6.16 seconds for a cowboy that's qualified for the Wrangler National Finals on a couple of occasions, and now Corey McFadden.
I thought this might be the match of the first go-round. I love this bull. Both of them been to the Wrangler National Finals. It's a great matchup on paper. Let's see what happens. McFadden round the left. He's in trouble. Down in the hole. Almost made it out. Hung in the bull rope.
Finds himself in the well, hangs up for a second. He's going to get no score.
He has got to be disappointed. He'd ride this bull 9 out of 10. The bull just kind of hesitated a minute. He made a mistake, got down in there. He almost gets to watch him try to lift himself up out of the well. Now he just hangs in there cowboying because he knows he's fixing to get a horn upside the head. But McFadden, good bull rider. I really like this guy. Lives out around Coleman, Texas. Good bull rider, but no score there.
The Justin Sports Medicine team here, they'll stay busy on a night like tonight. And you have 30 bull riders. Let's go to Janine Edwards.
Well, Jeff, Blue Bryan is currently 19th in the Jack Daniels World Standings, and he gave us one of the more thrilling rides we've seen so far. You got a 78, but they did offer you a re-ride, and you didn't take it.
Well, I had that bull at Waco. He's not in good. I don't even know why, how he got here. Maybe accidentally slipped on the truck, but I've been on him before, and he's no good, so I figured I'd stick with what I had.
So you think, I mean, you're probably going to make it into the final round anyway. It's a minimum 15 contestants, so you're in. Why ride again?
Well, I sure hope so. I mean, just praise God I'm healthy and got on road good. And the bull didn't, nobody knew the bull, but he didn't have a very good day, but it worked out.
All right, well, what he was talking about that bull being no good is the re-ride. He didn't want to have to get on him, and to get into that short go-round, he has a chance to win first if they buck everybody off, because there's going to be some tough ones in that final round.
As Corey Melton gets set, it's almost like football. You don't want to take points off the board. You know you're going to move on.
That's exactly right.
So hang in there, take the 78, try to make up for it when you get your second bull.
Best tall bull rider in the world coming up right here.
6 feet tall, 175 pounds.
All right, got a nice draw right there to the left away from his hand. What a nice spinner. Corey Melton, smoke bad companies both ways. He shows you he's got some athletic moves and ability. I've known him since he was about, 6 years old or so. His daddy was a rodeo cowboy, and it's great to see his youngsters coming on. This guy can ride, and he's doing it better than most. Corey Melton.
When you're tall, there's a lot more legs, arms, and body to get out of the way of those bulls.
And he has such good control of it. Good job there.
Yeah, 84 for Corey Melton makes it look pretty easy. So he'll start thinking about bull number 2.
Look at that. I mean, he not even needing to shave yet.
All right, Hillsboro, Wisconsin. That's not really a hotbed for bull riding, but that's where B.J. Schumacher comes from.
Well, he's got a Sammy Andrews bull called Body Works. Got some big old bad horns, so maybe you want to put on a crash helmet. Come on, B.J. Whipped him down. He made a nice move right there. Come on. He made the whistle.
Yeah,
he made the whistle, yeah.
Hanging on for dear life, but he got there.
You know, you can say in bull riding, pretty or ugly, but the word is effective. He makes the whistle. Watch his feet bounce. I mean, they come out. He almost had both legs on one side. Did you see that? Almost on one side, back off his bull rope. I mean, if this bull goes the other way, he bends all the wire on that helmet. Oh, look at the clock up in the top left of your screen. I mean, we're talking right on the money.
That's all you need. 90 points is the score for Schumacher. So gutting it out and hanging on pays off for him.
I'm a little surprised at the 90, but great. I mean, they gave some points for some effort.
And here's Josh O'Byrne, who's just about as tough as they come.
Well, he's a veteran bull rider, been to the Wrangler National Finals, and he rides this bull helter-skelter Andrews just like Patton Ferdinand. No steps lost there. Josh O'Byrne, he's had more bones broken in his face than I care to talk about much. This guy is tough. I mean, I've seen him ride, broken jaw, wired shut. He's tough.
Takes a beating and keeps on ticking. Made about $500,000 in his career, made the Wrangler National Finals 5 times, and hangs on with this big old Hereford bull.
Nice job. Score should be coming in. Looks good.
So coming off B.J. Schumacher, who put a 90 on the board, so that kind of raises the energy level in the entire building.
Did you see him almost touch that bull, set back up? Oh, boy.
88, so Josh O'Byrne finds himself right in the thick of things. And here's Vince Stanton.
90, 89, 88, Stanton. This is one I talked about. This bull right here is really quick. Wipe out Sammy Andrews. Big old horn, but he's a young bull. Vince Stanton's daddy, Bill Stanton, went to the national finals. His uncle went to the national finals. And they could all ride. Weezer, Idaho. In the Hells Canyon area, these guys can do something. Plus Vince Stanton's such a nice guy.
Good guy. You talk about rodeo, kind of runs deep in the family. He made almost $120,000 last year. Finished 6th in the world.
All right, coming away from his hand. He likes him that way. Now back to the left. Well, look out. That was a cheap shot by the bull. Comes down. I mean, you just look at the body language there. Coming around the right, he's said, take it away, Leon. But the bull jumps out of the spin. Now watch this. Just power whips him into his hand and then steps on him to boot. That's dirty pool. You want him to, you want him to stay in that spin, and he just didn't do it. The bull's supposed to stay right there. Stanton expecting that, but a no score. That's disappointing.
Well, you can tell by the look on his face how frustrated he is. 6.32 seconds. That's how long Vince Stanton lasted with Wipeout. There's the world champ, Blue Stone, kind of fanning himself. He's next up on Xtreme Bulls. Don't go away. We'll come back to San Antonio in just a second. A packed SBC Center in San Antonio, Texas, the first stop on the new PRCA Xtreme Bulls Tour. In this segment, we got the heavyweights.
World champion Blue Stone. He leads the top 5 in the PRCA, but I like Cody Hancock and Zach Brown. They've got great bulls.
And before we get back to the action, let's go to Janine Edwards.
B.J. Schumacher currently 13th in the Jack Daniels World Standings. Our current leader right now with a score of 90. You were on Body Works. What'd you know about him going into this?
I didn't know a lot about him. I guess he's at the NFR and stuff. They told me he's really good, go either way, and he was pretty good, I guess.
It looked like he had you there a couple of times, but you were able to pull it back together.
Yeah, I don't know, he came back underneath me there and helped me out.
Well, he used all 8 seconds, but he held on there for a 90-point ride. And now here's Cody Hancock and the Bulls Panda Bear.
Andrew's bull, and I mean, he's really a pretty little bull, kind that you like to draw. And there's our leaders.
Big score, Schumacher with a 90, Joslin with an 89. Terry Don West, the 1996 world champion, just below those scores. We've got some good guys that are moving on to this short go. And of course, Hancock, a world champion himself, figure he'll be a player before it's all said and done.
Well, you like him because he always seems to ride up. The bigger the event, the better he rides. And I'm not sure why that is, because he tries 100% on every bull. Here we go. Nice little bull starting around to the right into his hand. He ran him back off his rope. He's in a little trouble. I mean, that bull just got ahead of him, and Cody Hancock let one get away that shouldn't have. But it's easy to see why. If you haven't been on him, you don't really realize that you got to stick up on your rope. Watch him slide back right here. See where he's at all the way to the end, and then that bull jumps ahead and jumps away, puts him down. Doesn't matter. Those bulls can't read those buckles. If they could, I'd still be riding. They don't care who you are.
Oh, we talked about these bulls. This kind of bulls that you can't make any mistakes on. They're not going to give you a second chance, and they're smart. When they feel you move and you're in the wrong spot, they're going to take advantage of it.
Absolutely. Cody Hancock disappointed, going to watch the rest of it.
And there's Zach Brown now getting set. Lives in Yorba Linda, California. Actually went to high school in Hawaii. His dance partner is Diamond Cutter.
All right. I call him Surfer Joe. This guy, he's cool, and he can ride, and I like his style. He likes to spur him, and that's why I like to watch him get spurred. Look at here. Zach Brown riding one good. He's going to the neck now. Back the other way, waving his hand. Look out, leaderboard. Oh, baby.
Zach Brown, nice and aggressive. Made $134,000 last year.
That's the way you ride bulls right there. Man.
Doesn't look like a surfer right there, though, does he?
I mean, this bull cranks it back, kicking over his head to the left, into his hand. That's what you like. Spurring with the outside foot. going right there. Now watch this bull reverse it. He feels that leg come out. You don't think this bull doesn't know what's going on. Jumps out of it, goes back the other way. Look what he does with his free hand. Moves around. Beautiful bull ride. If you want to ride bulls, that's the way you do it, and that's what it feels like.
Likes to spearfish, snowboard, surf, rock climb, and of course ride bulls. 90 matches the best score that we have on the board so far.
Hey, I'm booing just like some of those people. He should have been 92 or 3, but I'll give him that.
All right,
What a ride.
Colby Yates now. Snuff Bandito is the bull from Gidry.
Okay, now this bull right here is not real smooth. I've seen him 2 different times, and he had 2 totally different trips. Colby Yates, a good bull rider.
He is good. Made 147,000 last year. Finished number 3 in the final world standings.
Whoa! Good slinging his head back around to the right. Great upper body moves right there, back the other way. I mean, he took one that I thought was really more difficult to ride than some of those good spinners and rode him like patting for a dance.
And you can see those big bulls. They're great athletes.
Watch this bull's head. Watch his head and his shoulders right here. Great picture from our camera right there. Look at this bull kicking right. His back is hitting Colby in the back, then the other way. And that's what the judges are seeing. This bull was trying to buck him off. Colby Yates having none of it. What a nice ride. Has a great style. Okay, he's got his back straight, chin's tucked, and free hand right where you want. Well, that is absolutely picture perfect. Mike Servey looking on. I thought he'd be a lot more points than that.
Well, we're down to our final 2 bull riders. First is Myron Dwort, also grew up in Hawaii. He was a runner-up to the world champion last year.
Well, he's missed the world buckle 3 or 4 times, but it's time to get it.
So we'll see what Myron can do, but first we got a new co-leader. Let's go back behind the chutes to Janine Edwards and Zach Brown.
Well, Zach Brown is our co-leader now with a score of 90. You're currently 4th in the Jack Daniels World Standings, and you drew a really good bull tonight, a kind of bull that you say you feel comfortable on. What does that mean?
It's one you want to draw, one you can spur on.
What was he doing that helped you along with your ride?
Kicking up in the air and had pretty good timing to him. He didn't really do any rolls or back and forth or any of that kind of stuff.
What do you think of your competitors this evening? How are they riding?
Well, they're all riding good. Yeah, well, I know just about everybody here. They're all my friends, so it's good to see them do good too.
We got a pretty good horse race heading into the short go, but we still have 2 bull riders remaining. Here's Myron. Kind of burst on the scene back in 1995 when he won the DNCFR, but like you said, I mean, he's done everything except win that world championship.
You know, and this may put him over the top because the points all count. Round to the left, the bull stumble, went down the front end. It's almost a cheap shot, and he's going to look around at the judges and maybe get a re-ride. You know, the bull didn't fall all the way down. You know, but I mean, that's what Myron, you can read his lips going, hey man, he went all the way down. Well, now, it's all about a foul. Does this bull stumbling like this really create a foul? In my mind, absolutely, because he has no chance to get in position to make a turn going away from his hand. I mean, that's like him hipping himself or dragging it. He gets a re-ride option.
Well, like we mentioned, you can throw the red flag in and can come under review if for some reason they hadn't given him the re-ride option. So there's at least some options there for Myron, but works out in his favor. He gets the re-ride option. We're sure he'll take it. And here's Blue Stone. He's won the last 2 PRCA World Championships. He's kind of Superman. We'll see how he matches up with Kryptonite.
Well, he's got Kryptonite of bad companies, and this is a nice draw, a little bull. But Blue Stone, he wins his World Championship. Now he's ready, and they're saying, hold up. They're still talking about he's undoing his wrap. Now you talk about a distraction. He says, is it my turn or Myron's turn on a re-ride or what? Okay, I guess we're going to go with Blue Stone, and he's good. Now, from a competitor standpoint, that right there is a great opportunity to use this for an excuse. Now, if I know Blue Stone like I think I do, he wiped that out of his mind. He starts his routine over. Right now, he should be on automatic pilot. Take the wrap, move up, and get the money. That's what Blue Stone's been doing for the last 2 years. Reigning champ of the world.
It's kind of like trying to ice the kicker. Nobody was trying to do anything to him, but it breaks your concentration. Regroup, go again.
Round to the left, into his hand. This bull just well tried to buck his tail off. Blue Stone makes a nice move there. Back around the other way. You know, he rode that bull almost like he'd ride a practice bull. Wonderful. You know, here's a guy that won a world championship, and it surprised him the first time. The second time he intended to do it. Now they better look out, because this guy's beginning to make up his mind, because he's getting his confidence. He knows he can ride these bulls about anything they can throw at him.
Dominated the NFR last year, won the average, won 93,000 plus in Las Vegas, 157,000 total on the year, and you can see why he did that, because he's awfully good.
Well, you know, he's very good. He understands how to ride bulls, and to be a big guy, he controls his body very well. And, you know, you've seen guys win world championships, and it's all about mental attitude. 84 points.
84. He's got to think it's easy. He's been to the NFR twice. He's left there both times as a world champion. It's not supposed to work that way, but that's the way it's been for Blue Stone. You got to love the opportunity to watch yourself on the big screen after your ride, too.
Get back up there, and here comes Myron Duarte. Now, he's got maybe as hard to ride a bull. I think this was the bull that might have been the re-ride. Remember Blue Bryant got an offer? He didn't want to get on this one. But that was him. It's because he might not could ride. This bull right here is probably one of the top 5 toughest bulls to stay on at the event. Pokey, Salt River.
That stumble may turn out to be pretty costly for Myron.
You know, and the alley cat looked like he was going to spin to the left, and Myron can ride him either direction. Just a bad start. This re-ride is no picnic.
Not sure he would trade him for Pokey, and you can see him kind of, the rap in this sport is just so important.
There's no one in the building that likes Pokey except Jerry Nelson, the man that owns him. Probably because the bull, he usually hops and skips and kind of goes to the left, and that's going to be working away from Myron's hand, and he's got a lot of power, and he's just kind of funny. Nobody rides him. I've seen him buck. Everybody that thinks they're anybody in the bull riding business has had a chance at Pokey. He's a 7 or 8 year old bull.
How exactly does the wrap work?
You know, it's pulled around, you know, it's not tied on. If you open your hand, it'll pop loose. But if you buck off away from your hand, if he goes off to the left side, especially putting it between the little finger, you know, the suicide wrap, if so to speak, if you buck off to the left side, your hand turns over and it pins it in a locked position. That's when the clowns hate him. Round left, coming, his seat tipped into his hand, and he lands on his feet. It's almost like, man, all these good bulls here, and I drew him, but a no score. Watch this bull. Just kind of sets him up, kind of a skip, unorthodox looking. See him kind of roll his back. This bull's got some Mexican fighting bull breed in him, and it's just a little bit different from anything that you ride all year long.
Gumby wouldn't even like that. Pokey, Myron's done for the night, but Blue Stone's just getting warmed up. Here's Janine.
Well, our two-time and defending world champion Blue Stone scores an 84 on Kryptonite. It was a good, clean ride, but not the best of scores for you.
No, there's better bulls out in that round than what I had. He was a good bull, but just there's a few of them guys rode a little better than I did, I guess.
The last 2 years have been just a whirlwind for you. You've set 2 earnings records. Sum up what the last 2 years have been like for you.
It's been probably the best 2 years of my life. It's been amazing the way that stuff's turned out for me. I guess been a little lucky. It's been good for me.
Well, we have seen the 30 best bull riders in the world. 15 of them covered bulls. The finals when we come back. Back in the Lone Star State, San Antonio, the first round of PRCA Xtreme Bulls is complete. 15 Cowboys hit the dirt, 15 made the whistle, starting with a pair of 90s.
Well, we had a pair of 90s in 1 and 2 slots, Schumacher and Brown, but we've got a great leaderboard. Corey Melton, world champion Blue Stone, world champion Terry Don West. It looks good. It's going to be great for the final round.
The key to cover 2 bulls. Here's the resume for the world champion Blue Stone, and now more on the champ. How does the journey to being a world champion bull rider begin? My guess it was the same for Blue Stone as it is for most of the champions that came before him.
The first time I ever got on a bull, I didn't have my own rope, used a work glove, didn't have no spurs, didn't have nothing, no equipment. I just started right there.
But 2001 did not start out like a world championship year.
I wasn't riding good. Is what the problem was. I mean, I wasn't riding the bad ones either. The ones that wasn't bucking, I couldn't seem to stay on them. But I don't know, I just started drawing better and had a better attitude towards it, I think.
Stone arrived at his first NFR qualifying in the back of the pack. 10 bulls later, he'd won the average, 112,000, and his first world championship.
No, it was amazing to me that to go into your first finals like that and have the success that I did. You know, I rode 8 bulls or whatever, and that was just probably the biggest thrill of my life.
From our neighboring state of Utah, here it is, Blue Stone.
Just something that you always dreamed about, and then it finally was a reality. It was amazing.
Is it a fairy tale ending? Did he just kick the competition in 2002? Not exactly.
After the first one, I come back and I couldn't ride a stick horse for a while. Finally, I talked to a guy and he told me to leave my gold buckle at home for a while and go ahead and start rodeoing again.
The slump didn't last long, and he put his dreams of a gold buckle on hold for Olympic gold.
That Olympic rodeo was something that really stood out. It was something that kind of a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity there, and it was in front of my hometown, kind of, and that's probably one of the highlights of my year, I guess you could say.
The Golden Touch continued last December in Las Vegas. He won nearly $95,000 at the Wrangler NFR and his second world championship. Stone is the first bull rider in 21 years to win back-to-back titles. And now there's a new frontier. It's called Xtreme Bulls.
I know it's opened up a lot of doors for a lot of money. I mean, you can not rodeo near as hard and make twice as much money now. It's something that needed to happen quite a while ago, you know, and just it's a good thing it happened now. Well, I'm still in it anyway.
Stone can add to that impressive resume here in the final round. After the money's gone, the cup is what remains. More from San Antonio in a second. And then there were 15. We have narrowed the 30 bull riders down to 15. It's the finals of PRCA Xtreme Bulls from a packed SBC Center in San Antonio, Texas. Here are the guys that start this final round, and you like Blue Stone.
I like Blue Stone in this group of guys because he's drawn a bull that I feel confident that he should ride, and he'll score pretty well because all these bulls in the short go are really good bulls.
You feel more pressure on the second bull or the first bull in a deal like this?
Well, it doesn't really make any difference. I think the guy that has the most pressure are those two guys that are sitting back there with those 90 scores because they know that all they have to do is make the whistle. These other guys, they can make big moves coming from the bottom of the pack, and that's another thing that Blue Stone is used to doing. So this is good. Blue Bryant's drawing Boogie Dance, the Salt River Rodeo Company. Going to spin to the left away from his hand, 100 miles an hour, just the kind of bull that you can be 90 points on, and Blue can ride this bull.
78 on the first bull, had an option for a rewrite. He passed on it, taking the bye, if you will, into that short going. And that's what he's counting on doing, moving up, putting a big number on the board here in round 2.
Don't lean forward, he's down in the well. Down in there quick and hung in the bull rope. Got to get to his feet. Bullfighter's trying to get inside to spin. Blue Bryant is hurting. He just leans down in there, his arms straight, just falls down in the hole, overrode this bull.
You can see that arm just hung up there behind him and
Watch
no way to
this.
get your feet under you.
Look right here at his hand. You remember we talked about it early? When your hand turns over, you have it mashed down right there. Great shot from the cameraman. It's turned over. The bullfighters are trying to get to the tail of the rope. You'll see it flopping in the breeze right there. They're trying to get to that, but the bull steps on him, and it's hurt his leg pretty good, but that's why his hand came out, is because that bull jerked him out of his rope.
Justin Sports Medicine team working on him there. Mike Serby, stock contractor, talking to him as well, but at that point you don't care about the cheese anymore. You just want out of the trap.
Absolutely. Jerry
Shepard now an 80 on his first bull. Snuff King from Andrews is the bull he has in this short go.
All right, good little bull, yellow bull. He can spin either way. Young bull rider Jerry Shepard looks to the left. He's going to go right. Well, that was a bull that you would love to have in a final go-around like this. Shepard did not make it. Watch what his head does when he's still looking left. Look at his head. He lands right where he's looking, right there. That's not good. Shepard, he'll want to get the chance to do that again.
Kicked out the back door, and like Blue Bryant, he winds up with no score. He's also a little bit slow leaving the arena. We're getting out of Tyler Fowler.
Locomotion of Andrews. You see a lot of Sammy Andrews bulls. We have 5 stock contractors here. This is a young bull. I mean, he's just 4 years old, but a really good draw. Tyler Fowler, you heard me talk about him, if you remember, in section number 1, round number 1. He missed a world championship a couple of years ago, and then he's had a couple of injuries, and he's never, ever come back to riding like he was in '99. Let's see if he can get it going.
Yeah, back in the groove here with Locomotion.
Nice turn. Don't override him. Oh, no. Now, what happens when there's 25,000 up for first place? Sometimes you tend to overdo things. He bucks himself off. Watch this. Replay. Look at his free hand. See how good it is right here. He's stopping, not going around behind his back. There's one mistake. There's 2. That's a big one. See what it did to his rear end? It put it into his hand, away from the spin and turn, and that was a mistake.
Good effort, man. Good effort.
Tried hard, but a no score.
Donnie Sparks offering him a little bit of an encouragement there, but doesn't help Tyler. No score for him. We saw what happened when he got on the inside of the spin. That's what happens when you get to the outside.
There's a good place to sit. It'd be right in the middle.
Luke Kelly next up. Johnny Walker Red from Survey Championship Rodeo is the bull. 81 for Luke in round number 1.
This bull will rear up a little bit. You got to stay out to the front. Now he's in just on the rumble seat. Luke Kelly made a nice ride in the first round, and this bull just slips him back, and it was the same kind of bull that he rode in the first round. Got a little flat. You see him back there. He just runs him back off of the rope. That's unfortunate. It's a no score and a good young bull rider right there.
Some bulls, their MO is basically power. That bull there awfully quick, and Luke can't stay in the seat. There's a good look at Double Trouble, and you got to feel for him because he's got a tough draw. He's got world champion Terry Don West on his back.
Terry Don was the first guy to ride one in the first round. Maybe he can break the ice bar as here. Double Trouble is one in the pen that you don't really want. He's an older bull, but he's real uneven. He throws a lot of guys off, and he does it pretty easy. This is not a real good draw, because even when you ride him, you're not going to be in that 90 bracket. This is just a bull that you got to stay for 8 seconds. No better guy to try to do that than Terry Don West.
Yeah, you can see he's got the mouthpiece in, and Terry Don built his reputation really on riding rank bulls, and he's got one here tonight.
Just one that he hops and skips a lot. He walks on his front feet, but just turns back to the right in the gate. TD. Now he makes that move, walking out over the front. You know, if Terry Don West can have a year where he doesn't break anything, they better look out, because he still can ride as good a bulls as they bring to the event.
I can see what you're talking about here, Donnie. Not the kind of bull that's pretty that I mean, you can really show off and score big on.
And you can see why he bucks people off. Look at this. He gets up. He's trying to stay up on his rope. Now, right here is the best part of the ride, because that bull is going. He's trying to move away, walking, skipping. There is absolutely no timing. Terry Don West made a really good veteran bull ride.
That guy can't buck.
86 points for Terry Don. First guy to cover 2, so he is the leader at the moment. Lots of bull riders still remaining, though, including the reigning world champion. Here's Blue Stone and Firewater.
Well, I like this bull. Now, the bull is really kind of mean. He'll hook you if you're not careful, but he'll usually jump out of the chute kind of wild, slinging his head, but looks to the left and then spin right. You know, drop you off in the well if you're not careful, kind of like Booby Dance did. But this is a bull. In the short go, you want to make the whistle and be some pretty good points. This is a good draw for Blue Stone right here.
84 on his first bull. There he goes.
Right. There's a look to the left right there. He's going to stay right in there left. That looks good. Now stay up on your rope. Keep going. That bull is wanting him down inside. Now watch the bullfighters. Got the bull's attention. Reverse the spin. Another day at the office for the champ of the world.
You see Terry Don West there, maybe the handwriting on the wall for him, because Stone looked pretty good on this bull.
Yeah, he should move ahead. It's a good draw. You see him he leans forward and he really clamps down with them big old long legs. He does a nice job of staying in control. He doesn't get any points deducted. Gonna get a good score here, I think.
Yeah, and he winds up with 87, so Blue Stone now the leader. They're kind of closing in on the midway point here on the short go.
Getting some ridden now. He's 84 on his first one, 87 on that one. Total on 2 wins the big money.
171, the magic number at the moment, is Howdy Cloud. Kind of the cloud view on him looking down. Boyfriend's the bull. It's another bull from Mike Serby and company.
Okay, he's not real big, but we don't really see this bull a lot, but he's going to go to the left. Howdy Cloud is back on the end of his arm, and a bull that should have fit him like a glove comes down too soon. Winner at the Denver National Western and comes down right here. But see, hey, gets back. Remember on the first bull, he would reach way out over the front with his free hand. He kept it back. He reached forward too late. Little flat spinner away from his hand dusted him off. Howdy Cloud.
So Blue Stone and Terry Don West are the only two so far that have managed to ride two bulls. Stone in the lead, a total of 171. Corey Melton, he's in his pregame. He's next up.
Corey's a bucker. Bear down now. He's a bucker.
Well, they're all buckers at this level. As you can see, Corey Melton getting set. Indian blankets the bull.
Mike Serby brings this bull to the event. He is a perfect draw. You can score anywhere. They've scored anywhere from 85 to 88 on this bull, but you can do a lot better if you make that kind of ride. He's a good draw. He's going to spin at some point in time during the 8 seconds. He'll reverse his spin and go both ways. It's a perfect draw for Corey Melton. This is the tall youngster that I'm so high on.
6 feet tall, lots of arms, lots of legs, and only two guys so far have covered Blue Stone, the reigning world champion, Terry Don West, world champion back in '96. Both rounds count here. I mean, you got to ride in both rounds. Total on 2.
Here we go.
Gets the $25,000 check.
Into his hand, got a good seat. Now he's going to reverse the spin. Judges are going to like this. Spur with the outside foot. Oh yeah, baby.
No trouble for Corey Melton as he makes the 8 seconds, and there's the champ kind of looking back over his shoulder at Melton.
Well, he's thinking, okay, you know, that's pretty good.
Just doing the math on what that second place check is.
Well, that's right. You know, Blue Stone's done all he can do, but check it out. Corey Melton doing all he can do. He doesn't just ride this bull. He goes ahead and exposes himself in the short go-round. Money up. Oh, boy. This is fun.
Man, you had the game plan on that bull, too. Changes the spin direction. 92 is the score for Melton. He goes to the lead.
Look at that smile. That tells you what's happening there.
So we'll see if Colby Yates can keep the momentum going. But boy, what a tough draw for him. Bo Dippin, and the name Bodacious strikes a lot of fear in a lot of bull riders, and this is his son.
Well, this is the son out of Bodacious. I mean, he's a great bull. Bo Dippin, Andrews Rodeo. This bull will spin both ways, either direction, kicks hard. They've scored as high as 94 points on this bull. Jesse Bale did that at the Summer Tour Finals in Dallas. Colby Yates is getting his confidence up, and he can do the deal. Here we go. Round to the right away from his hand. He's got a seat on him. We could have a lead. He's in trouble. Oh, man, just about the time I thought he was going to ride him.
Golly, outside.
Yeah, and hung tough for 6.56 seconds. And it's like you said, Donnie, this bull's kind of all or nothing.
Well, he has it going just perfect, and this is what you do. Free hand coming. It comes too far back one little time, and kaboom, down on the ground. Colby Yates up, down, and he'd love to have another shot at Bo Dippin.
Boy, he had him for 6 seconds. But you got to do 8. He winds up with no score. Now to Zach Brown. Scored 90 in the first round. Chiseled in stone is the bull.
All right, bull, real crooked horn bull, and he's kind of mean, but Zach Brown, he's kind of cool. This guy can ride. They call him Surfer Joe. He lived in Hawaii and California, and he's all set, but he can ride bulls. He is so laid back, but he doesn't ride laid back. Round to the left, into his hand. Oh, whipped him down. He hit the chutes. He's hung. Look out. Donnie Spark. Well, look out. Zach Brown got it in his shorts right there. Oh, it hurt his leg. Oh, goodness. Well, he just said he broke his leg. Could read his lips. Oh, man, that is too bad.
Boy, he kind of hangs up there just for a second, Donnie, against the chutes, and was trying to grab Holt and get away there, but more to come from him after he winds up out in front of this bull.
Boom, whipped him down. He hit the chute gate. I don't know if he broke his leg there. He's standing up. No, he broke his leg on the chute gate. That's what it was. Oh, man. Whipped him down, and his leg just flies into the gate. It's broke right there. Now watch this. I mean, double gainer. Woo!
Winds up, comes up, and I mean, never has a chance to get out of this bull's way.
Kaboom! Zach saw it coming. Okay. And now watch this. Now you talk about, he knows he's got a broke leg. He's picking it up. He's going to hop.
Broke his leg. Broke his leg at the heart.
Boy, that's a shame, because Zach's one of those guys that has gotten off to a great start in 2003.
Well, that'll be one of those 6-month deals, and then he'll be back. That's part of bull riding. It's not if you get hurt. It's just a question of when and how bad the people appreciate it. They know the deal.
Man, you're eyeing the finals of the Xtreme Bulls Tour and the Wrangler National Finals Rodeo, and I mean, in the blink of an eye, I mean, you got trouble that's going to keep you out for 6 months.
That's right. People were on their feet.
Robert Bowers getting set at 85 in the first round. Diamond Shadows the bull. 3 bull riders have covered. In third place, you got Terry Don West. Second place, Blue Stone. But Corey Melton exploding with a 92 in this short go. He is the guy to beat, and 92 is the number that Robert Bowers needs right here.
Well, he's got a nice little bull of Vernon Guidry's called Diamond Shadow, born to buck bull that was raised for rodeo, but he's 1,100-pound bull. He's not very big, and I just don't think he can get him 92 points. He can get him in the high 80s, but I just love to watch Robert Bowers ride because he rides with total abandon. Little bull not looking at the gate. Robert Bowers is ready, so let me recheck, reset, move up, let's go. Okay, little banana horn bull into his hand. Another day at the office for Robert Bowers. This is easy.
That's one of those where you can tell, 2-3 seconds into it that Robert's in total control, the tough little Canadian. Got to get a score, needs 92 to take the lead.
Well, he won't get the 92, but it's a pretty ride, and Bowers, he's happy. You do all you can do. Judges take care of the rest of it for you, and this is the way that you gather a few extra points might mean the difference between 3rd and 4th place. Be 4 guys now that have ridden 2 bulls, and this looks awfully nice. That would win a lot of rodeos, but not at Xtreme Bulls.
That's kind of weird, let one open the gate for himself, ain't it? Like you on here at Kmart, they put a quarter in it. Way to go, buddy.
The animated Donnie Sparks, $75,000 up for grabs here. You cover 2 bulls, you're going to get a really good paycheck. As we move now to Rusty Patrick, Wildfire's the bull. Rusty's one of those guys that likes to ride in the helmet.
This is a superstar prospect right here. This is a nice little young bull that hasn't been ridden yet. Patrick got him going. Mac Altizer's tightening up, but the bull throws him off right at the whistle. Bull still has an unblemished record, but
hey, that was a gutsy effort from Patrick.
Patrick does a really nice job of trying to stay hooked. Just gets strung out, but he wasn't sure which way the bull was going to go. Man, nearly stepped on him. That's why, close is only, hanger nades and bull riding. Wow.
Just needed to hang on for 29 1/100ths of a second more. 7.71 seconds, and he would have made the whistle. That could be a long time knowing bull riding. Josh O'Byrne getting set now. Rattler's the bull. We talked about Josh. He's been beat up, banged up, tough, just keeps coming.
Okay, good spinning bull from Salt River. Should turn back to the left, and that's into his hand. But these bulls don't always do what the book says. Hadn't seen this bull, but he's not standing in the chute. He's kind of laying. Let's see what happens here. To the left, right there. Oh, whipped him down. He smacked him in the face. Well, he's been there before. He's hung in the bull rope. Oh, now don't get stepped on. Ow.
And that is just tough all the way around.
I remember why I quit riding bulls, Jeff. Good grief.
They'll jog your memory, won't they?
Watch this. This is whipped down. Splat. Oh, right on that horn. That is not a cool place to hang out. Look at this bull. He is trying to drill him.
He gets whipped down. He hangs up. It's one of those deals why everything that can go wrong does go wrong for Josh O'Byrne.
Right there. That was the most dangerous part. And then he gets his bull's trying to drive him to Denny's right there. But look at that. Got it under his vest, in his pants. Man, look at him. He's grinning. He's going, I don't know. Josh O'Byrne, veteran, 5 times to the national finals. But a no score, but it's lucky he's up walking out of here.
Corey Melton is just counting him down. He's got the lead. 2 guys remaining. Here's Kyle Joslin, 89 in the first round for him.
Got a bull called Slim. Sammy Andrews going to go left, back, right. He's late and he's in trouble. Oh, Slim dunk stepped right on him.
Both riders quickly moving in there. And
look at that footprint. Watch this. Watch him step right on him. He hangs on to the last minute, but look at that rope. It pulls him right under. Boom. why you wear Wranglers. They'll stand up to this mess. Watch this. Right down to Wapola.
Oh, it's gotta hurt.
You know, and then whenever you try to get your friends to look and see how bad you're hurt, they're going, no, you look, man.
Corey Melton still waiting. I think it's Tom Petty that said the waiting is the hardest part. That's what Melton's going through right now. He's in the lead. B.J. Schumacher, the last guy to go, 90 in the first round, but this is an awfully ranked bull, Smokeless Hammer time.
I mean, he's been ridden one time in 60 trips, and if Schumacher rides this bull, I think everybody in the building will be surprised. Now, he's going to spin into his hand, so anytime you got one going that direction, if you try hard, you got a chance to make the whistle, so you can't count Schumacher out. He rides, he may win this thing because he's going to be in the 90s on this bull if he has the trip that he normally has. And you can see Corey Melton, he's sitting there going, well, first or second, that's a pretty big payday.
That is a big payday. $25,000 to the winner. Will it be Schumacher or will it be Melton?
Okay, right in the gate to the left. Let's see what happens. Ride a bull. Here we go. Oh boy, he's got a good seat on him. He's humping, pumping. He's got a chance. He's got, damn. Look at, did you see the clock in the top corner? It said 7.7 or something.
7.76.
B.J. Schumacher down, no score. Corey Melton, that's the high five.
So close, but so far away. 25,000 going to Corey Melton. PRCA Xtreme Bulls is brought to you by Wrangler, for the cowboy and you, the only jeans and shirts endorsed by the PRCA. By Coors Original, cowboy up with Coors Original and Coors Light. By Justin Boots, standard of the West since 1879. And by the United States Marine Corps, the change is forever. With Donnie Gay, we had 4 guys cover 2 bulls, and it's all about Corey Melton. 176 on 2, and he's our inaugural winner.
Well, he wins the first event. You can see $24,087. Bauer, Stone, Schumacher, Joslin. You know, they come in there winning this amount of money, but this just raises the bar. The bull riding in the 21st century is gone extreme.
Keep in mind all the money they make here counts in qualifying toward the National Finals Rodeo. And there's Corey Melton, the winner, making his way to the center of the arena, making the presentation tonight. The black hat there, the commissioner of the PRCA, Steve Hatchell, Keith Martin, the director of the SBC Center, and there's the cup.
Oh boy, pretty cup, but it won't hold 25,000. Corey Melton's a happy man.
The bull riding tonight was absolutely spectacular. There's the real stars, the Xtreme Bulls. Keep in mind, this is just the first of 10 stops.
Well, we've got a lot of bull riding coming your way this year on ESPN2, and look at this. This is bull riding. It's hot.
It's as good as it gets. Our next stop is Houston, Texas. Thanks for joining us. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For more, log on to ESPN.com.